drafted into Vietnam at the height of the conflict. He became a single parent of 2 young children. We moved a lot. We slept in rest areas. We slept in our car. I didn't realize that we were actually homeless. It makes your world really small. If we happened to stay in a motel that happened to have a TV, it was really special. We loved Nova, especially when it would be about space. We would talk for hours about the universe. Watching Nova, I felt big, like my mind was big, my ideas were big. The trajectory of my life changed. I could see a world outside of our poverty, and I felt like things were gonna get better. PBS opened up a world I didn't know existed.
I'm Fred Martino. Join us for Newsmakers Thursdays at 7, Saturdays at 5, and Sunday mornings at 11. KRWG, TV, radio, online, news that matters.
Local support for a portion of today's programming is provided by Wells Fargo. Our support of Aggie students goes beyond just banking. By supporting NEWS22, we're giving back to the community. Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.
Associate head coach at Wichita State under Greg Marshall. At Wichita State, he helped guide the Shockers to the Final Four in 2013 after an undefeated regular season.
But the hiring of Chris Jans is not without controversy. In 2015, he was fired as head coach of Bowling Green State University after a video surfaced of him drunk in a bar patting a woman on the buttocks. Jans addressed the situation in yesterday's press conference. The university is hiring this coach during its On Us week. It's on us as NMSU stand against sexual harassment.
Talk all the time about consequences and actions, and I failed. I failed that night, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for my family. It was embarrassing for the university. It was embarrassing for the students. It was embarrassing that anyone that was a Chris Jans fan. It was embarrassing for college basketball.
The university is hiring the coach during its On Us week. It's on us as NMSU stand against sexual harassment and violence. Students can sign up to take the pledge against sexual harassment. They will have a carnival on the NMSU Horseshoe on Wednesday from 11 to 3 p.m. One New Mexico teacher has decided to take the New Mexico Department of Education head-on. Logan Municipal Schools filed a lawsuit on behalf of teacher Angela Medro. The lawsuit claims that the current number of sick days allowed by the state is less than the maximum number of sick days allowed for teachers under the Logan District's policy. The lawsuit also claims sick leave is private property that cannot be taken without just compensation. The lawsuit also named Secretary of Education Hannah Skandar as a defendant.
It was a great weekend for Easter, and the weather has been feeling pretty nice.
It's been such a beautiful week, and Jess Navadas is up next with your first look at weather.
Keeping backyard chickens is growing popularity all around the country, and it's legal to have chickens inside Las Cruces city limits. Thousands of spring chickens flocked to new homes in the Mesilla Valley over Easter weekend. Horse and Hound Feed and Supply Store sold 2,500 chicks this weekend as part of their annual chick sale. Store manager Crossbin Wilson said that the chicks are a great way to teach kids about where their food comes from.
It's nice that people know that it's not coming from the supermarket. It actually comes from an animal, and so it teaches that education of the need for agriculture.
The chicken policy was changed in 2015. With a permit, Las Cruces residents can own up to 6 hens. So we saw some great weather during our Easter weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look at our current conditions. Right now we're looking at mostly sunny skies at 82, winds coming from the southwest at 10 miles per hour, humidity at 7%, our dew point at 14 degrees, and our barometer at 29.81 inches. Today we saw a high of 89 degrees, which is well above our average at 79. Last night we saw a low of 52. Let's go ahead and take it back in time as we hit our high record temp at 91 degrees back in 1987 and our low record temp in 1976. We didn't see any rainfall today, so our yearly rainfall sits at 2.14 inches. I'll be back later to take a look at your national forecast, but for now, back to Andres and Selena at the desk.
New Mexico's election for the U.S. Senate may be more than a year away, but some are already announcing their candidacy. Mick Rich, owner of Rich Contractors, announced that he would challenge current Senator New Mexico Martin Heinrich. Rich is a registered Republican. He says if he wins, he would only serve 2 terms.
The Doñana County Clerk is leading the way to get new voters registered. The clerk staff will be heading to high school classrooms to register those able to vote. This is the second year the county is doing this outreach program. It was organized by the Election Advisory Council. The council is a group of residents dedicated to increase voting in every election in Doñana County. The Doñana Arts Council Board of Directors decided yesterday not to renew their contract with the Rio Grande Theater. They have been partnered with the theater since 1998 and guided it through its renovation in 2005. The council issued a letter to the mayor and city councilors explaining their decision and wishes them the best for the future. Their current management contract ends June 30th. The city will take over management of the theater.
New Mexico will soon have another port of entry. New Mexico Senators Heinrich and Udall, as well as Congressman Pierce, were at a groundbreaking ceremony in Columbus, New Mexico. The new port of entry is expected to cost nearly $85.5 million. Officials say the addition will improve security, encourage trade, and create jobs in the community. Senator Udall said the port was needed, citing that pedestrian crossings have increased by 40,000 people from 2010 to 2016. Congressman Pierce says that the port will help improve border security. The project is expected to be completed in February of 2019. Las Cruces Crime Stoppers need your help in capturing a crook. Police say this man was illegally using credit cards that he stole from a car he burglarized. He was captured on video at the Walmart Supercenter on South Valley Drive. The cards were reportedly used at several other stores. Anyone with information that can help identify the suspect is asked to call Las Cruces Crime Stoppers. There's a $1,000 reward and you can remain anonymous.
A Las Cruces man will be sent to prison after he pleaded to charges of transporting a minor in interstate commerce to engage in sexual activity. 38-year-old Ignacio Salcido Jr. pleaded guilty to all charges. Federal prosecutors said Salcido traveled with the victim from Phoenix to Juarez, then to Las Cruces, and engaged in sexual activity with the victim during that time. Salcido faces up to 11 years in prison. He will also have to pay over $200,000 in restitution to the victim and will have to register as a sex offender.
And stay tuned, Jess Nevadas will be next with your national forecast.
And later, Whitley Newberry shows us the importance of taking care of your spine. More on that when News 22 continues.
Hi, I'm Norma Vito, Program Manager for KRWG. It's a brand new season and host Joseph Rosendo is headed on another journey. The new season of Joseph Rosendo's Travel Scope includes adventures to the Cook Islands in the Pacific, joining a parade of the medieval guilds during Zurich's festival, exploration of the stone figures on Easter Island, and the Amazon rainforest in Peru. Come scale new heights of adventure, natural splendor, and cultural richness this season. The travel adventure begins Sundays at 2 p.m. on KRWG.
Watch MHZ Worldview on Digital Broadcast Channel 22.2. Every day, world news and public affairs, and every night, international dramas, all in English or with English subtitles. Worldview is also available on Comcast Channel 395 in Las Cruces and 399 in Silver City and Spectrum Channel 1271 in El Paso. Become a member anytime at krwg.org.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Tuesday,
where news matters. Today is tax day. While many of us wait to see if we will owe or collect, many are still waiting for Donald Trump to release his tax returns. Protests took place across the nation from San Francisco to Washington, D.C., calling for Mr. Trump to release his tax returns. Trump is the first president in 40 years not to release his tax returns. Polls show that at least 3/4 of Americans believe he should release his tax returns.
Arrests of undocumented immigrants are up under President Trump, surging by more than 30%. And the number of people arrested with no criminal record, more than doubling.
These numbers are from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. But how does ICE actually get people out of the country? Leila Santiago reports.
These are the deported, the repatriated, or as President Trump calls them.
These are bad dudes. We're getting the bad ones out.
When Trump says bad hombres.
No, my DUI. That's what they got me with. I was never selling drugs.
David Padilla is one of 135 Mexican nationals who arrived on this flight from El Paso to Mexico City. It's a scene repeated 3 times a week, year-round. It's called ICE Air, an airline funded by the U.S. government and run by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, a fleet of commercial planes flying deported immigrants out of the United States, each passenger costing U.S. taxpayers an average of $2,000 last year.
It's just so hard. They just pull you away. You can't even say bye to anybody. So hard.
That's my daughter.
Padilla explains he was separated from his 2 young daughters in early March when immigration officials pulled him over on his way to work and took him into custody. He blames President Trump.
If I would have been pulled over the day that happened without Trump being in office, I think I would have been able to go home.
Others have similar stories. Alonso Diaz was convicted of a DUI in 2008. This man, domestic violence in Colorado, and that's all he would tell us. 21-year-old Eduardo Hernandez is a convicted felon on his record, fleeing and eluding. He's happy to see his family. The last time they saw each other was 13 years ago before he crossed the border illegally into the U.S. with his parents. On the ICE Air flight back,
I know everybody thinks about their family. They're leaving their family, they're leaving their kids, they're leaving everything behind to start a new life.
ICE Air is not listed on the arrival screen. Aboard the flight, deportees are provided a meal. They're also handcuffed. Upon arrival, they carry a take-home bag with water, snacks, paperwork, along with some personal belongings.
Y es terrible porque
Then there are those on ICE Air, like Guadalupe Figueroa. ICE confirmed her criminal record consists only of deportations.
no somos delincuentes.
She tells us she's not a dangerous criminal and can't understand why she's been separated from her 2 children in the United States.
They don't treat you like a human being.
Padilla, who claims ICE cut off his shoelaces, says none of it is enough to keep him from his family in the United States.
What do you tell your kids?
That I'll be back.
We all have a heavy bag or backpack, but what kind of impact could that make on our spine?
News 22's Whitley Newberry reports on the story.
Anna Gardea is a junior at NMSU. She said she has a lot of back problems because of a car accident and decided to get her spine checked.
Come here and get a free screening and look at what I have and see if I can take it from there and go to the chiropractor and continue on with my treatments.
Healing Source Chiropractic sponsored the free screenings. They know how important spinal health is and say college students are more prone to suffering from things like headaches, back pain, allergies, and digestive issues, which can be exacerbated by back problems.
People are already dealing with those things. They absolutely need to come see a chiropractor.
They say when the spine is out of alignment, the muscles try to compensate for that, which creates more muscle tension. The chiropractors here are using a new device developed by NASA for the spinal screening.
The test is super simple. As you can see, all they use is a myovision that will read the muscle tension in your neck, and then you can see the results within a few minutes.
Philbert Woody is a senior at NMSU. He came with his girlfriend who has back problems and wanted to get them looked at. Woody decided to get a screening too.
A lot of effect on how you feel, and a lot of people, it could be simple as posture, and I wanted to examine that today.
Donna Engel says so much stress and trauma is put on the body.
And if that goes untreated, then eventually it's going to come out in all these different symptoms that we see often.
Anna hopes this screening will give her an idea about how to treat her back problems and get better. We've been having some great weather here, but other places haven't been so lucky.
Jessica Nevadas is up next with your weather.gov national forecast.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a look at our national conditions. So let's start here in New Orleans at 81 degrees with some rain. Memphis at 79. Over here in San Antonio at 80. Salt Lake City at 61 with some storms as well. Up here in Billings at 62. On my next map, you'll see that the southern plains are going to be experiencing some potential tornadoes and some large hail and damaging winds. So if you folks are traveling this way, please be careful of those conditions. On my next map, you'll see that in the northeast, these storms are going to be merging with some drenching downpours, some thunderstorms, and some potential flooding. So again, if you're traveling this way, please be cautious of these conditions. I'll be back after the break to take a look at your New Mexico conditions.
Hi, I'm Michael Newman, host of New Mexico True Television, a travel series showcasing all the amazing things to do in the land of enchantment.
Be sure to watch Saturday afternoons at 12:30 and Sunday nights at 10 on KRWG TV.
Meet Brazil's most elusive animal, the giant armadillo.
Nobody gets to see this.
It's a cautious creature, but its burrow doubles as the world's wildest boarding house. Day and night, guests come and go, thanks to the giant armadillo.
Wednesday at 7 p.m. on KRWG TV.
Vilna was one of the most important cities in Jewish history.
This is ground zero for the final solution.
In June, the Germans attacked us.
80 Jews hatched a plan. They started digging an escape tunnel. The entrance to the tunnel was found, but they couldn't find the continuation.
You've got no idea what we're going to find down there?
Oh my goodness.
This is astounding.
Wednesday at 8 p.m. on KRWG TV.
Welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at our current New Mexico conditions. Let's start up in Farmington, where those folks are seeing 74, which is beautiful. Gallup right below at 71. Santa Fe 69. Albuquerque at 80. Clovis at 78. Socorro at 79. Ruidoso at 68. Roswell at 85. Las Cruces, we're at 82 degrees right now. And Deming, you're at 83. For tomorrow, you folks up in Farmington can expect the same weather at 74 degrees. Gallup at 73, Santa Fe at 72, Albuquerque at 82, Clovis at 87, Socorro at 87 as well, Ruidoso at 75, Roswell, you folks will be seeing 93 degrees, which is very, very hot, so get those shorts out. Las Cruces, we will be seeing 90 degrees tomorrow, so very hot weather as well. And Deming, you folks will see 87 tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at our sister cities. Alamogordo, you are looking at clear skies right now at a temperature of 53 tonight. Tomorrow, high of 86 degrees and sunny skies. TRC, you're seeing clear skies right now as well with a temperature at 54 tonight, sunny skies tomorrow at 89 degrees. Silver City, clear skies as well with a low of 46 tonight, sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 78. And in our beautiful city of the Crosses, we are looking at clear skies tonight at a low of 52, sunny skies at a high 90 degrees tomorrow. So get those shorts out and be ready for that hot weather. I'll be back later to take a look at your 5-day forecast, but for now, back to the desk.
California is getting good news in its fight against the state's historic drought.
That's the first story in tonight's Southwest Minute.
NASA confirmed that the Sierra Nevada snowpack is the largest it's been in the last 4 years. Snowpack is the main water source for San Francisco and Central California. The snowpack is measured at 1.2 million acre-feet. That's enough to fill nearly 1,600 Rose Bowls. Folks in a Houston suburb woke up to a frightening scene as an alligator decided to stroll through their neighborhood. Deputies say the gator cornered itself on one resident's porch. Animal control captured the gator but destroyed a porch chair in the process. Authorities in Logan County, Oklahoma have a suspect in custody in the fatal killing of a police officer. The officer was serving an eviction notice when police say he was shot by Nathan Aaron LaForce. The officer was later taken to the hospital where he died. The suspect was later apprehended in a stolen vehicle. For today's Southwest Minute, I'm Javier Gutierrez.
NMSU officially got a new men's basketball coach today.
And Faith Fani can tell you more.
Thanks, Andres and Selena. Coming up in sports, a new basketball head coach joins the lineup here at NMSU. And later, a play of the day you won't want to miss. Don't lose faith because News22 Sports is next.
In a concentration camp where death was the only way out.
I met, and I said, God, please help me.
It's a story few people know.
I can imagine that it really was true. What a German did to us.
The condemned found hope.
We kill as many Germans as we can.
And escaped.
Wednesday at 9 p.m. on KRWG TV.
On map. Teresa, the wing commander needs a partner for the next dance. I give it my best shot.
This is a dangerous time to become the subject of gossip.
Who's this one to?
Winston Churchill. No one else will tell me what's happened to my son, so perhaps he will.
I need you to be my eyes and ears. Would you consider working for me?
Do not defy me.
You're threatening me, and that only works if I'm frightened of you.
Home Fires on Masterpiece.
Thursday at 8 p.m. on KRWG TV.
This is KRWG TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Faith Shafani, and let's talk sports. The NMSU men's new basketball coach, Chris Jans, is looking for Aggie fans to give him a second chance after his sexual harassment incident at Bowling Green State University in 2015. Here's what he had to say.
And all I ask is you give me a chance. All I ask is that you let me earn your trust, you let me earn your respect, and I think you'll be very proud of the way I go about my business. I think you'll be very proud of how I lead this program.
And the New Mexico State guard Mariah Mack signed a training camp contract with the Minnesota Lynx of the Women's National Basketball Association today. During the 2016-2017 season, the guard led the Aggies to a 24-7 record with 17 consecutive wins. Mack is the first player in Aggie women's basketball history to sign a contract with the WNBA. And the NM State baseball team brought home a big victory this weekend after defeating their WAC foe, Sacramento State, in a 3-game series on the road. The Aggies took the series victory against the Hornets 2-1. Today the team is back on the road again, playing number 4 Texas Tech for a midweek matchup in Midland, Texas. And the women of the NMSU softball team swept University of Missouri Kansas City here at home in a doubleheader on Saturday. The Aggies dominated the Roos, defeating them by 8 points in both games. The final scores of the two matchups were 8-0 and 11-3. Today, the Aggies are back on the field taking on number 1 Arizona in a midweek doubleheader. The NMSU women's golf team will travel to Mission Hills, Kansas for the 2017 WAC Championship, April 19th through the 21st. The team has received the title the last 3 years in a row and are hoping to continue this fantastic winning streak. And tonight's play of the day is brought to you by the MLB. Enjoy.
Off the end of the bat, he's barehand across the body. What a play. That's about as good as it gets.
and that's the only play David Freese had. Had to go bare hand, keeps that toe on.
And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Jess will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast. But first, Arizona has a new sheriff in town. More on that when News 22 continues.
Coming up on Craft in America.
Music is one of the oldest ways of communication. For hundreds of years, we were singing with our voices, we were making instruments.
It's a work of art on a stand, but in the hands of a musician, it turns into a paintbrush for music.
Friday at 9 p.m. on KRWG TV.
Next time on Austin City Limits.
Strange fruit hanging from the poplar tree.
Saturday at 9 p.m. on KRWG TV.
Let's take a look at our top stories. NMSU has chosen the new head basketball coach. They have chosen Chris Jans, a former associate head coach at Wichita State. The American public is calling for Trump to release his tax returns. And Whitley Newberry showed us spinal screenings and the importance of checking your spine.
A reptile in Arizona is giving the gecko a run for his money. Avondale police posted these photos on Facebook recently of the chief swearing in the department's pet bearded dragon. The pictures have gone viral, but it's all a joke, part to a late April Fool's Day prank. The department's first introduced the lizard on April 1st, jokingly touting what it described as the reptile's ability to sniff out illicit drugs more accurately than their canines. The recent swearing in was apparently a tongue-in-cheek promotion, from mascot to full officer.
So we're swearing in bearded dragons. I wonder what kind of animal will be next.
I'm not too sure.
Hopefully, honestly, a kangaroo. I'm really looking forward to that.
You're rooting for the kangaroos?
Yeah.
It was a very nice Easter weekend full of great weather. So our next 5 days, we're going to see nothing but sunny skies. Wednesday, so tomorrow, a high of 90 degrees, as well as Thursday. So get those shorts out. If you're like me, put some sunscreen on. Friday, a high of 89. Saturday, a little bit cooler at 82. And Sunday, a high of 83. So lots of sun.
Looks
no
like a
clouds.
beautiful week, honestly.
It's going to be beautiful, but like I said, get that sunscreen out if you're anything like me and you burn easily.
And Jess, you're going on a cruise, so hopefully the weather is nice.
I know. I hope the weather's just as nice as it is here.
Well, thank you for watching News 22 Tuesday.
You can catch all of our aired shows on YouTube. Just search KRWG TV News 22. I'm Selena Madrid.
And I'm Andres Valle.
And I'm Jessica Navarez.
Have a good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for Southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Les saluda Carlos Pedreza con este breve informativo de Noticias 22. No tomó mucho tiempo para que la Universidad Estatal de Nuevo México encontrara un nuevo entrenador de básquetbol después de la partida de Paul Weir. Chris Jans ha sido elegido como el siguiente entrenador de los Aggies. Jans pasó las últimas 2 temporadas como asistente en Wichita State. Antes de eso, Jans era el entrenador principal de la Universidad de Bowling Green, pero fue despedido después de una controversia cuando un video empezó a circular mostrando a Jans acosando sexualmente de una mujer. El video muestra a Jans en un bar tocándole el trasero a la víctima desapercibida. En su conferencia de prensa, Jans dijo que tuvo que pagar gravemente por su error y que se ha esforzado para ser mejor padre, esposo y entrenador y que buscará comprobárselo a todos por medio de esta segunda oportunidad. Un niño de 6 años murió tras ser golpeado por un vehículo y la persona responsable no enfrenta cargos. Según el reportaje del Canal 7 KVIN en El Paso, el accidente sucedió el sábado en el 700 de la calle Liz. La policía de Las Cruces dice que Jonah Fausto estaba montando su scooter conocido como Patín del Diablo cuando una SUV Nissan golpeó al menor. Fausto fue llevado por aire al hospital de niños de El Paso, donde falleció el domingo. La policía cerró parte de la calle para investigar y determinó que la SUV manejaba a la velocidad límite y el accidente era inevitable. En el lugar del accidente se encuentra un memorial a Leonor de Fausto. Para Noticias 22, soy Carlos Pedreza.
Local support for a portion of today's programming is provided by Wells Fargo. Our support of Aggie students goes beyond just banking. By supporting NEWS22, we're giving back to the community. Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.